Welcome back to Set Streets and Eats, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. I am in the heart of Los Angeles in front of an iconic chicken chain that was started right here, and they are down to 2 locations left in America. And I just wanted to talk about the history of Pioneer Chicken, and I've never been here, so we get to try it for the first time. I'm gonna try it. You're gonna watch, hopefully. Hope you guys join me for the history of Pioneer Chicken. Let's eat. So this is one of 2 Pioneer Chickens left in the Los Angeles area. At their peak, they had over 270 locations, if you can believe that. It's crazy. They really did own Los Angeles from the late 1960s all the way into the 1980s. KFC really struggled to get a foothold in there. Finally, in the 90s, some things happened that KFC got in. But we'll get to all that. Where was this started? Well, this was started in Echo Park, which is not very far from here. Right there at the corner of Echo Park Avenue and Sunset Boulevard, there's a market called Pioneer Market. In 1961, a man named H.R. Kaufman opened Pioneer Chicken right next to the Pioneer Market. Basically just kind of a little name jumping there. Wouldn't be the first thing that he took from someone else. But either way, the chicken place was a huge hit, and it quickly spread, quickly started opening other locations, and eventually started franchising locations, and that's when it really took off. Part of what made Pioneer Chicken so popular was their wet batter that gave their chicken an orange hue once it was fried up. It was very unique looking. You would bite into it with a crunch, and of course it had all that juiciness trapped inside when you fried it. So it was very popular chicken, still is today. And one of the things that he did when he started opening multiple locations was the building design was pretty much completely stolen from McDonald's. They had the old slanted roof buildings with the big arches on either side, and which really makes their old buildings look very iconic, which I really like. I think that building design, of course, ages well, and it plays right into nostalgia and Americana and all that. That was part of Pioneer Chicken's building design. And of course, their iconic sign, which they've always had, it's still up there today, with Pioneer Pete running the chuck wagon. He's the cook for whatever wagon train they were on. Very close to Pizza Pete, which was Pizza Hut's longtime mascot. Again, could be another thing he sort of borrowed. He definitely was not above it. Between building design, mascot names, and honestly, look, well, at least with the mustache. Pizza Pete was a little tall, skinny. This one's a little short and round. And of course the name Pioneer, given that he was near the Pioneer Market. A couple other mentions or facts of note. Back in the 1980s, 70s and 80s, because they were such an iconic LA brand, they had some local LA spokesmen that did commercials for them. One was the LA Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What's new at Pioneer?
Fish and chips.
Got anything bigger?
New Pioneer fish and chips are bigger.
Bigger?
Yes, ma'am. Pioneer fish and chips now comes in a bigger size.
Bigger?
You get big prime fillets cooked our special way. Crispy, light, and flaky. Add fries, creamy coleslaw, tartar sauce, and that's one big meal.
What do you think, big fella? Fish and chips for everybody!
Pioneer fish and chips. A big meal.
At a small Pioneer price.
And the other one that didn't age as well was O.J. Simpson.
Hey, O.J., why are you so happy? It's Monday, but everybody hates Monday. Not me, because Pioneer's NFL Monday Night Football specials are back. You get 2 pieces of delicious Pioneer chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy for $1.29, or 8 pieces with large mashed potatoes and gravy for only $4.99. Why so many, O.J.? Some of my friends have appetites like bears, like lions, like cowboys. Like raiders, like giants, like buccaneers.
He did several ads for them. He was the Pioneer Chicken guy. Of course, he was also the Hertz Rent-A-Car guy. He would do a lot of ads back in the 70s and 80s. It was probably very good money for him. But yeah, OJ was definitely a huge spokesperson for Pioneer Chicken. Now, one side note that will allow the chicken, at least, that they serve to live on in infamy is the fact that in 1983, 3 Indonesian students that were actually from Indonesia came here to Southern California to go to college. They decided to go back home and start their own franchise of Pioneer Chicken, but they named it, just because of the translation or whatever, it's named California Fried Chicken. Nobody knew what Pioneer was over there, so they figured they'd name it California, and those actually still exist today. California Fried Chickens are still all over Indonesia. There's over 200 locations, still going strong. They love their California Fried Chicken over there, but it's actually Pioneer Fried Chicken's recipe and franchise. Anyway, either way, borrowing, as H.R. Kaufman obviously did, definitely paid off for him. He ran the company all the way until the 1980s. They did have to file for bankruptcy in the 1980s, which did lead to, in 1993, the company that owns Popeyes actually bought them. Probably got a pretty good discount because they weren't doing as well by then. And they quickly converted almost all 270 locations over to Popeyes Chicken, and Pioneer almost went out of existence. There was 2 franchise holders here in Los Angeles, Southern California, that held out. They kept the name, did their thing, and they're still open today. And we're gonna go in and try some of that chicken that Pioneer Pete's been trying to push on me for a long time. I've always loved pictures of their old buildings. I've always loved that mascot and that iconic sign. It's just really cool. So I'm excited to try orange chicken for the first time. And they also originated a drink that is still iconic here in Los Angeles, which is Orange Bang, which is basically like an Orange Julius with I don't know, it's less good for you if that's possible. But we're gonna try one of those as well.
Nothing tastes quite as good as Pioneer.
Hey, we got a lot of historical photos. Probably some of them are from this actual location, but probably also from other Pioneer Chicken locations that are long gone. You can see what I mean about the building. They had that iconic McDonald's building look, which is pretty cool. That's the original Pioneer Market that it was next to. Pioneer Pete and his pals in Pioneer Land, again, very much the same as McDonald Land, but they used to have a comic book series that they would give at their kids' meals. That could honestly look, that could be right in front of a McDonald's. That's so funny. That's how their kids' meals would look. They would get plushies and things like that. There's Slash and Axl Rose wearing Pioneer shirts. That's cool. Looks like we got the Beastie Boys in front of a Pioneer Chicken Classic building. That's pretty awesome. Oh man, this looks amazing. First bite of Pioneer Chicken. That was excellent. Really juicy, really crispy. Just like as advertised. Orange Bang. Tastes like a dreamsicle, liquid dreamsicle. It's really good. For sides, they have a mashed potatoes and gravy, but theirs is like a yellow gravy, or golden gravy, we probably should call it. I'm definitely one that would say yellow, probably golden. It's pretty good. We don't have a ton of flavor, but the flavor's really good that is there. And then they also have a spicy rice, which is also golden. I would call this yellow, but it's golden. Oh, that's good. And very spicy. Wow. That's got a lot of heat at the end of it. Holy cow, that's really good. The biscuits look really good. They're very soft. I got honey to put on them. It's because I've lived in the South for 20 years, and that's now what I put on biscuits instead of butter. Oh man, that is so good. That was fantastic. That was my first time eating a Pioneer chicken. Definitely liked it. That chicken is really, really good. The sides were great. The biscuit was awesome. I'm surprised there's only 2 of these. And somehow there's only been 2 of these here since the 90s now. I guess because Popeye owns the name, that's my guess of why nobody's tried to open more than the 2 that held out, because they were grandfathered in. But I see why they stay in business. They keep everything old school, look-wise. The chicken's phenomenal. The food's great. It's smart. I get it. And this orange bang, which is really literally like someone melted an orange dreamsicle into a cup. So it tastes like super creamy. Yeah, they're good. They have a statue of Pioneer Pete up here, holding down the fort.
There's chicken, and then there's chicken. Some restaurants grind it into patties for sandwiches. Others compress it into little pieces for snacks. And for heartier appetites, try our Super Strips meal. 4 strips, fries, coleslaw, and a roll at a low Pioneer price.
Pioneer strips are so good, I just gotta shout it. Great chicken, no bones about it.
Pioneer Strips and Chips.
More good things are cooking at your nearby Pioneer.
Now, a few years ago, they actually had some like collectibles for sale, t-shirts, things like that. They didn't have anything for sale this time. But I did, I got some wrappings. I got a box and a Pioneer Chicken tray liner, which, you know me, I like to get at least something from these fast food places that I frequent and do histories of. I don't like to leave empty-handed, as I like to say. Anyway, I got the rest of my orange bang. And as we leave Pioneer Chicken, I just want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this history of Pioneer Chicken. It was delicious. I totally get why they were a huge hit and should still be. I get why Popeyes bought them too. That couldn't have helped Popeyes if they were still around. Smart move, Popeyes. Get rid of the competition. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.